A shadow falls across the earth. A sound of heavy footsteps echoes. In the distance, a wooden beam scrapes against the ground. The whispers of a crowd grow louder, some in anger, some in sorrow. And then a voice cuts through the silence. The trailer is here, and it shows the crucifixion. The leak of The Chosen Season 6 trailer has sent shockwaves through fans all around the world. For years, audiences have followed this series because of how it takes a story that many already know and breathes new life into it. It has shown Jesus and his disciples not just as distant figures from history, but as living, breathing people with emotions, struggles, and hopes. Every season has carried us closer to the final moment everyone knew would eventually come, but no one was ready for the way it would unfold. And now, if this trailer leak is real, the moment is almost here. The crucifixion is not just another scene. It is the heart of the story, the center of everything, the moment of sacrifice that changes everything for the characters in the series and for the millions of people who watch it. This isn't just drama. This is the most painful and powerful chapter of history. And when a small piece of that trailer surfaced online, showing just a few haunting seconds of what's to come, the internet exploded. Imagine the screen going black for just a second. Then, lightning cracks the sky. A dark silhouette is shown. A man carrying a heavy wooden beam. His body bent forward, his face hidden in shadows, but his struggle is clear. Around him, blurred figures shout and press forward. Some raise fists, others weep. The camera shakes, as if it is part of the crowd itself. And in that storm of voices and chaos, the weight of history presses down. That is all it took, a few seconds, a handful of images, to make fans stop in their tracks. They paused, replayed, and shared the leak, knowing they were witnessing something both heartbreaking and unforgettable. Was it real? Was it intentional? No one knows yet. But what everyone agrees on is this: the crucifixion is coming in The Chosen Season 6. And if this is the first glimpse of it, then the creators are preparing to deliver the most powerful season yet. Before this leak, The Chosen had already carved its place as something more than just a series. It wasn't built like the grand blockbusters of Hollywood or the quick-moving shows that vanish after a season or two. No, it grew slowly, almost quietly at first, powered not by studios but by people, by viewers who believed in the story and gave it life. What began as a small project became a global movement, with millions gathering to watch the life of Jesus told in a way that feels deeply human, painfully real, and emotionally raw. From the first season, the series showed us a side of these characters that felt new. We saw Peter as a fisherman struggling with debts and pride. We watched Matthew, isolated by his work as a tax collector, learning what it meant to be chosen. We walked with Mary, broken by her past but restored by a single moment of grace. Each season pulled us closer, showing how these ordinary people became witnesses to something extraordinary. And through all of this, there was always a quiet, unspoken truth: that their journey would end on a hill outside Jerusalem, with a cross raised against the sky. But what made fans fall in love with The Chosen wasn't just the accuracy of the story, it was the emotion. It was seeing Jesus smile as he healed, laugh with his disciples, and look into the eyes of those who had given up on hope. It was watching him wrestle with loneliness, exhaustion, and the crushing weight of knowing what lay ahead. Season by season, the series planted the seeds of love, loss, and sacrifice, preparing us for a moment we all knew was coming, but desperately wished could be delayed. And now, the leak has reminded everyone: the waiting is almost over. The crucifixion, the moment that every word, every miracle, every tear has been leading toward, is finally within sight. The trailer doesn't just hint at it, it breathes it, with dark skies and trembling voices, with shadows that carry the weight of prophecy. For longtime fans, it's not just the next step in a story. It's the collision of faith and fear, of despair and redemption, captured on film in a way that feels both timeless and shockingly real. It began with silence. Just a short clip, only a few seconds long, dropped in a corner of the internet where rumors usually live and die. But this one didn't fade away. This one spread like wildfire. Fans call it the Crucifixion leak. And though no one knows its true source, the images inside it are impossible to forget. The trailer opens not with words, but with weight. A heavy beam of wood dragging across stone. The sound cuts deeper than any line of dialogue could. Then a figure stumbles into view. His face is never shown, hidden in shadows and blur, but the outline of his form is unmistakable. Each step is slow, strained, as if the earth itself is pressing against him. Soldiers march on either side, their armor glinting faintly in the dim light. The camera stays low, close to the ground, so the scene feels like you are standing among the crowd, pushed and pulled by the chaos. Then comes a moment that fans can't stop talking about. A hand reaching out from the crowd. It's dirty, trembling, desperate. For a heartbeat, the figure carrying the cross glances sideways. Not with anger, not with fear, but with a silent acknowledgement. The kind of look that speaks louder than words. Then the screen cuts to black. Just when the audience thinks it's over, the leak offers one final image. A hill, distant, rising against a darkened sky. At the top stand 3 wooden beams, only silhouettes for now. The wind howls through the silence. And then, silence. No faces, no dialogue. Just the chilling knowledge of what's to come. For fans, this wasn't just a trailer. It was a warning. The crucifixion is not being hinted at anymore. It is being promised. And if these leaked frames are real, then Season 6 will not shy away from the brutality, the weight, and the unbearable sorrow of that moment. Instead, it will confront it head-on, forcing viewers to walk alongside the crowd, to feel the dust in their throats, to hear the hammer before it falls. This is why the leak has rattled so many. Because it doesn't feel like a scene from a show. It feels like stepping into history itself. The crucifixion has always been more than a story. It is a wound, a memory carved into time. And for many, it is the most painful act of love ever told. That is why this leak feels different from anything The Chosen has ever shown before. It doesn't shock with violence. It doesn't rely on spectacle. Instead, it lingers in silence, forcing us to sit with the weight of what is coming. Fans are already speaking of how they felt when they first saw those blurred frames. A chill down the spine, a sudden heaviness in the chest, tears rising without warning. Not because of what was shown, but because of what it implied. We know the betrayal has already happened. We know the trial has already begun. And we know the cross is not just a symbol here, it is a sentence. The anticipation is unbearable, because every moment of kindness, every miracle, every smile from the first 5 seasons now feels like a farewell. This is where the series becomes more than entertainment. Season after season, it has built relationships between viewers and the characters. We laughed when the disciples argued. We leaned in when they confessed their fears. We wept when they fell short. And now, as the crucifixion approaches, it feels personal. It feels like watching a friend walk toward the unthinkable, knowing we are powerless to stop it. The leak doesn't give away the full scene, but it doesn't have to. Just the sight of that hill, those beams waiting against the dark sky, is enough to tell us that The Chosen will not flinch. It will show the rawness, the heartbreak, the sacrifice, and it will ask us to walk beside the story, not as spectators but as participants, feeling the dust, the sorrow, and the silence that comes before the storm. What makes this so powerful is not the question of if it will happen. We already know the answer. The power lies in how it will be shown and how it will make us feel. And if the leaked trailer is even a shadow of the real thing, then audiences must prepare themselves for a season that will not leave them the same. The moment the leak surfaced, silence ended. The internet lit up like fire. Comment sections overflowed, hashtags trended, and forums filled with fans replaying the same blurry frames again and again, each one searching for hidden meaning. To some, it was confirmation. Season 6 would not hold back. It would give the crucifixion the full weight it deserved. To others, it sparked questions, doubts, even fear. Was this really from the official trailer, or just a clever fake meant to stir the crowd? Fan theories began to pour in. Some insist the crucifixion will be the heart of Season 6, stretched across multiple episodes so the story doesn't rush through its gravity. Others believe the creators might end the season with Jesus on the cross, leaving the resurrection as the opening of Season 7. A cliffhanger so powerful, it would leave audiences shattered, waiting in silence. And then there are those who swear they saw small details in the leak. Shadows of familiar disciples, perhaps even a figure of Mary in the crowd, cloaked and trembling. The buzz is not just about what was seen, but about what wasn't. Why did the clip cut away so quickly? Why did it end on the image of the three crosses, with no sound except the wind? Was that silence intentional, or just the cut of the leak? Every second is being dissected like a puzzle, and every viewer seems convinced they've uncovered a hidden clue about how the story will unfold. For some, the speculation goes deeper. How much suffering will the show dare to show? Will it capture the full brutality of Roman punishment? Or will it focus instead on the eyes, the expressions, the emotions of those who stood beneath the cross? The debates rage on, each side building its case like detectives piecing together a mystery from only scraps of evidence. But through all the theories, one truth rises above the noise. The Chosen has managed to stir its audience long before the official trailer has even dropped. This leak, whether planned or accidental, has become more than footage. It has become a spark, igniting conversations, arguments, and countless late-night rewatches of a blurry, haunting clip. Fans are not just waiting for the crucifixion anymore, they are bracing for it. And with every passing day, the anticipation grows heavier. The noise of speculation may be deafening, but when the screen fades to black, only silence remains. That silence is what makes the crucifixion so haunting. The stillness before the hammer falls, the quiet weight of a world holding its breath. And if this leak is even a glimpse of what is to come, then the Chosen is preparing to take us into that silence and hold us there, refusing to let us escape. The final frames of the leak play like a warning. Three crosses stand against the horizon, not yet filled, but waiting. The wind carries no music, no voice, only the echo of what we know is about to happen. The storm clouds gather above, shadows stretch long across the earth, and everything feels suspended in time. It is not a question of if, but when. This is where the Chosen has always been leading us. Every healing, every parable, every tear-stained conversation was a thread pulling toward this hill. And now the threads tighten, weaving into a story that will demand everything of its characters and of us. We are no longer distant observers. We are part of the crowd, standing on the edge of Golgotha, unable to turn away. The leak does not end with hope. It does not end with comfort. It ends with an invitation to wait, to brace, to carry the weight of anticipation until the season finally arrives. And that is perhaps the most powerful choice of all, because in the waiting, we feel what they must have felt: fear, grief, and the desperate question of whether the story can possibly continue after the cross. Season 6 will not just be another chapter. It will be the breaking point, the place where sorrow and redemption collide. And when the trailer finally drops in full, one thing is certain: it will not simply be watched, it will be felt. So as the leak fades into darkness, only one question remains for every viewer. When the cross is finally raised, will you be ready to face it? And so the leak ends as it began, in shadows. No bright colors, no triumphant music, no comforting words. Just darkness, storm clouds, and the outline of a cross waiting to be filled. It is as if the creators are whispering to us, this is what it has all been leading to. This is where every path ends. For fans of The Chosen, that is both devastating and unforgettable. We have laughed with these characters, wept with them, and followed them through moments of fear and wonder. We have seen the joy of miracles and the pain of betrayal. And now, we stand at the threshold of the one event that will shatter everything: the crucifixion. What makes this moment so powerful is not just the suffering itself, but what it means. It is sacrifice, it is love. It is the turning point that the entire story has carried on its shoulders since the very beginning. And when Season 6 finally arrives, it will not be just another continuation. It will be the storm breaking, the sky tearing open, the silence giving way to cries that echo across time. The leak may be small, only seconds of footage, but it has done its work. It has stirred hearts, awakened fear, and lit anticipation on fire. Audiences are now waiting with bated breath, ready to see how far The Chosen will go, how deeply it will cut, and how fiercely it will hold on to truth. As the screen fades to black, the question remains, not for the characters, but for us. When the moment comes, when the nails are driven, when the world grows dark, will we be able to look at the cross and not turn away? The answer will come soon. Season 6 is near, and when the crucifixion scene finally unfolds, it will not simply be a scene. It will be a moment that lingers long after the credits roll. Until then, we wait in the shadows, where silence is heavy, and the cross stands ready.